Bitcoin just tore past 120K, rocket to 125K or whiplash drop. LayerZero's $110 Stargate grab just hit. Here are 3 risks traders aren't pricing in. Welcome to your daily 5-minute crypto brief with Satoshi and Nova. Today is August 11th, 2025. I am Nova.
I am Satoshi.
And today, wow, the headline is pretty hard to miss. Bitcoin absolutely smashed through $120,000, a new all-time high.
Just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
BTC jumped about 4%. It briefly touched 120,368 USDT, I think, and now seems to be holding near $121,000.
That's more than just a price point. That feels like a major sentiment shift.
Oh, absolutely. A huge booster across the market, and you saw the majors follow suit, mostly green. Ethereum's around, what, $4,310?
Yeah, up about 1.5%. BNB near $825. Solana, $185. XRP around $3.27. All looking pretty solid.
Definitely an optimistic tone. You hear analysts talking $125,000 already, but, well, volatility is always part of the game here. Caution is needed.
Okay, so let's connect this crypto excitement to the wider world. While Bitcoin's flying, oil prices keep sliding down. Brent near $66, WTI around $63.
Right, and that's not just noise. You've got OPEC output hikes, new U.S. tariffs factoring in, even whispers of a potential U.S.-Russia ceasefire.
So what's the read-through for our listeners holding crypto? Cheaper oil, good news.
It can be. Cheaper oil definitely helps ease those global inflation fears. And that could potentially give central banks room to loosen up policy down the line.
Right, even before they actually cut rates, just the idea helps risk assets like crypto.
Exactly. It's a psychological boost. Okay. Now, on actual U.S. policy, Treasury Secretary Bessent just doubled down on Fed independence.
Oh, pushing back on political pressure for cuts.
Yep. And he stressed the strong dollar policy based on fundamentals. So, yes, stability for now on rates and the dollar. That can be seen as reassuring.
Okay, stability in the U.S. But then you look at emerging markets like India, the rupee is near historic lows.
Yeah, around 87.66 per dollar. The RBI is actively defending it, selling dollars, partly because of those new U.S. tariffs on Indian goods.
And there are trade talks coming up soon, right? August 25th. Adds more uncertainty.
It does. So you've got this mix, this tension. On one hand, maybe easing inflation globally. On the other, trade fights, currency stress.
Which directly impacts how much risk people are willing to take in crypto, yeah.
Precisely. Good news on inflation or stable U.S. policy can help crypto. But escalating trade tensions, currency crises, that can definitely make investors pull back a bit. Crypto isn't totally in its own bubble.
Right, it's still connected. Okay, let's pivot to crypto-specific developments. Beyond the massive Bitcoin ATH pushing the market cap over, what, $2.3 trillion?
Huge number.
There's some major M&A action happening.
Yeah, big news from LayerZero. Their foundation put out a proposal, a $110 million one, to acquire the Stargate cross-chain bridge. Acquire
Stargate and its STG token, right? With LayerZero's own ZRO token.
That's the plan. Offers about 0.086 ZRO per STG, roughly the 16 sands and 17 cents. And it means the Stargate DAO governance would dissolve.
Needs a big approval, though, 70% from the DAO voters.
Yes, 7-day discussion period just started. But the market reacted fast. STG jumped like 12%, ZRO surged 15%.
So significant consolidation potentially happening in that cross-chain infrastructure space.
Definitely a major move to watch. It's about controlling key Web3 plumbing.
And then there's BlackRock, making headlines for what they aren't doing.
Right. They confirmed no immediate plans for a U.S. spot XRP ETF, or Solana ETF for that matter, said at this time.
Interesting, especially after Ripple's legal win seemed to open the door for XRP.
It is. But BlackRock's message seems clear. They're focusing their crypto efforts, for now, purely on Bitcoin and Ether. Why? Limited client interest beyond those top 2, they say.
So even with legal clarity potentially improving, the big institutions are still mainly focused on BTC and ETH?
It seems so. Suggests they're waiting for, well, clear regulatory green lights across the board, maybe, but also just stronger, broader demand from their clients before they dive deeper into alts.
Okay, so putting it all together, the outlook feels bullish, momentum is there, maybe a move towards the mid $120,000 for Bitcoin.
That seems to be the target if this uptrend holds. But, and it's a big but, the main near-term risk is just volatility.
After such a quick run-up, yeah.
Exactly. Sharp pullbacks, profit-taking, they're pretty common after hitting new highs. A correction wouldn't be a shock.
And the big event everyone's watching.
U.S. inflation data. The CPI report on Tuesday. That's huge. If it comes in weaker than expected, that could really fuel hopes for Fed rate cuts. Good for crypto.
But if it's hotter than expected,
That could spook people, raise those stagflation worries again, push back hopes for easing. You could see a risk-off move, a pullback.
though maybe a Bitcoin pullback could see money rotate into alts, ETH, SOL.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
We often see that rotation during Bitcoin consolidation. Look, retail sentiment seems cautiously bullish, not totally euphoric, which is probably healthy, but risk management is key.
So things like stop losses, being careful with leverage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Prepare for swings.
Mhm.
Stay informed. Stay agile.
Okay, so summing up, Bitcoin's leading a strong charge, market's optimistic, but we've got to keep an eye on those macro factors, oil, inflation, trade. And the industry itself is definitely maturing, with big M&A plays and TradFi signaling a, let's say, focused approach.
Right. So as Bitcoin charts these new highs, the big questions remain. How will that inflation report on Tuesday really shape things? And what does BlackRock's caution truly tell us about where the smart money sees the future of crypto adoption unfolding? Definitely something to think about. You've seen the crypto headlines. Now get the signals that impact your holdings. Money.ai scans 1.3 million signals a day, from token prices to Twitter sentiment, and gives you one personalized briefing. No hype, no noise, just your crypto edge. Download Money.ai. Stay ahead.